I'm Curious Vedant, and welcome to season 5 of my podcast. Today, my guest is Dolly, who is a two-time Sarpanch of Shadipur village in Bihar, India. Prior to being a Sarpanch, she worked in Indian Airlines and other multinational companies in metropolitan cities. Namaste, Dolly ji. Welcome to my show.
Namaste Vedant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling me in your prestigious show. I'm very happy to meet you.
Thank you. Even I'm very excited.
Thank you.
So, Dolly, I'm curious to know who is a Sarpanch?
Sarpanch Vedant actually is a head of a panchayat. If I would talk about in Bihar perspective, Sarpanch is an electoral post who heads the panchayat, and also when we talk about the three-tier panchayati raj system, Sarpanch is a post in Bihar perspective from the judicial perspective. So it's like I will try to make you understand when there is a government, there are two parts of it. One is the executive, which we say in Hindi Karyapalika. One is the judicial part, which we say is the Nyayapalika. So as I belong to Bihar and I am talking to you from Gaya district of Bihar, in Gaya, Sarpanch is a judicial post. It takes care all the judicial matters of a panchayat, like fighting cases, like dispute of lands, dispute of family matters. So Sarpanch is dealing all these cases and is trying to resolve it. It's like a magistrate, it's like a judge. So in Bihar perspective, Sarpanch is head of Gram Kachehari, or we can say the president of judicial process of a panchayat.
Do you like being a Sarpanch?
Yes, I do. I do it very much because, I meet lots of people on daily basis and I see their problem. They come to me with their problems. And with that, I try to help them in resolving their problems. So this kind of job, I really like it. And let me tell you that this is my second tenure of Sarpanch. Before then, this tenure also, I was Sarpanch. This is my second tenure. And this time I won with massive record of votes. So I mean, it's very nice for me to have this kind of support from people, from public, and people are liking my work. I also like my work.
Yeah. What is a panchayat and what does it do?
Vedant, panchayat is the lowest unit of local governance. I hope you understand. In our country, in India, it's like federal kind of governance system runs, where there is a central government, there is a state government. But when we talk about the local governance, in local governance, panchayat and all these municipal corporations are like a third government. So they are like autocratic kind of government, which has their own elected people. They have their own rules. These rules are made by people only. The plans are made by people only. And the legislative assemblies of state who make plans and, yojanaएं, which we say in Hindi, for the people, for the welfare of people, they are implemented by these local representative in panchayat. So panchayat, you can say, is like a smallest unit of local governance. And it is made like where there is a small villages. When they are population of around 10,000 people and there is a revenue village in locality, that locality is called as a panchayat, which is the smallest unit of local governance in rural area.
What is the role of the Sarpanch in the panchayat?
The role of Sarpanch, as I already told you, it is a judicial role in Bihar's perspective. Over here in local governments, Bihar government has divided the local governments in two ways. One is the executive governance, and the second one is the judicial governance. So the Sarpanch is the president of the Gram Kachari, which does all the work relevant to judicial. It's like when there is any dispute in families, where there is a crime in panchayat, where there is a dispute of financial matters, where there is a dispute of family matters, all these matter comes to a sarpanch who resolves it under the principle of all the laws and regulations made by Bihar government. And under sarpanch, they are elected bodies which are called panch also. So you can say it is a judicial bench, and just sarpanch is a president of that judicial bench and works for the judicial part of a panchayat.
How did you feel when you got elected as a Sarpanch?
Yeah, it's very nice question. Thank you so much for asking this. I mean, I really felt acknowledged, and I felt that people have showed so much of love to me. They have showed so much of faith to me. So, I mean, it's something that I own to people as terms of service, in terms of helping them in their situation. So it's a responsibility as well as it's a good achievement. It's a great achievement for me.
Do you need to study law to become a Sarpanch?
Yes, there are actually some IPC and other kind of criteria which we follow while we handle some cases. So if some case come to us, we need to see under which IPC code it lies, which penalty has to be levied on it. So yeah, there are rules and regulations comes under the law of criminal cases, law of civil suit. So all these things we have to be aware of while dealing it. Also, to help us, the Bihar government has given us we can say a lawyer. So this lawyer is appointed by Bihar government for every panchayat, which helps sarpanch to be corrected in terms of laws and rules and regulations.
How does one become a Sarpanch?
So, Vedant, this is an electoral process. So, let's suppose if I want to become a sarpanch, or let's suppose if you want to become a sarpanch, so you'll have to fill a form which we say nomination when the election commission announced date for the elections. So the candidate has to nominate himself or herself as a candidate, and they have to do election campaign, they have to meet people, they have to market themselves. And one day when the voting day come, people vote, and if you win, you become the sarpanch.
When does your term expire?
My term will expire on 2026. My second tenure started in December 2021. That means last year. So it is 5 years of tenure. So this second tenure will complete on December 2026.
Can you share some of your accomplishments as a Sarpanch?
Yes, sure. Vedant, in Gram Kachari, this is one of the biggest thing that we get cases of our panchayat. So that means, we are familiar with all those people who come to us with their cases. So one of the biggest accomplishment I have is that I, uh, in my first tenure, which was actually only 3.5 year tenure, as it was a by-election. What is by-election? By-election is like if there is a sitting sarpanch, and if that sitting sarpanch is, by accident dies, so the by-election happens. So my first tenure was a by-election. So my first tenure was only of 3.5 years. So in my first tenure, in 3.5 years, I completed around 175 cases, which is a very huge numbers in terms of judicial perspective in the panchayat level. And that too, when it comes to women, being a sarpanch, being a women sarpanch, I always try, my priorities are always for the women rights, protection of rights. And whenever a women come to me with their cases, I always give them priority, that they should not be harassed by anyone. They should get their rights. And there are many cases where I have, like, I will tell you, there is a girl called Sushma who was an orphaned, and she had a land in panchayat. So their her nephew and her other uncle and auntie, they were not giving her right of getting that land. They were saying that as you are an orphan, you will not get land over here. So when she came to my gram kachari, I made sure that she gets her right of land. Whatever land comes to in her after division, she should get it. So there are numbers of cases like Sushma, where they are people who do not have money, who do not have knowledge how to fight for their rights. We have always protected them, we have always supported them. And for especially for women, there are numerous cases where we have helped them to get their rights and their protections. And even also, one of the accomplishment I feel is that people get right justice in very less time, with less resources and less tension. So I always try to make sure that my gram kachari process is made as such the people are, people feel free to come to me, they feel free to communicate their problems to me, and the problem and the process of resolving that case is very easy in my panchayat. And that's, I feel, is one of the biggest accomplishment. And I have been recently nominated as the best Sarpanch in Bihar is on 10th of March this year only by the JDU. JDU is the Janata Dal United. Janata Dal United is a party, ruling party over here. Nitish Kumar, who is a chief minister of Bihar, he is from that party, and this party had nominated me as a powerful Sarpanch in whole state, and they honored me for doing this good work. So yeah, I mean, the work is being honored by the Bihar government also, and other NGO sector and the people also.
That's so nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Vedant.
What do you try to do to help the people?
So when a person come to me, my first priority is that they should at least feel free to communicate their problems with me. They should not wait for meeting with me. They should not spend money which is which should not be spent without any reason. And the processes and all the electoral representative which work with me, they should respect them. Women, especially when they come to me, because in Bihar, in rural area, there are most of old people, and the women are illiterate. So I mean, they should feel that kind of comfort with me. Also, the kind of cases I have, I should should resolve them. This is one of my help to people which I do in my job. And I do not come under pressure of anyone. People try to give lots of we can say bribe, or they try to give lots of what we say is perks to me, to do work in favor of them. So I feel like that my biggest help to them is like to doing work with justice, doing work without any perk, without any privilege, and I treat them with equality. So that's what I can say, is that's how I help people.
What are the difficulties you face as a Sarpanch?
There are many times where I have taken tough decisions, because when you are a Sarpanch, you have to treat a case, and there are some time, where the result is opposite to some party. So all the parties are not like this, but there are some parties, or there may be some party, who could be harmful to a Sarpanch in terms of security. I feel like that this is one of the difficulty of a public representative, of a Sarpanch, that government is not giving security to them, because they have to take tough decisions sometime. And sometime, dealing with bureaucracy is also, I can say, is a difficulty when when I have to give some decision, and that party is not obeying it. So I have to take help of bureaucracy like police administration and all. So there is a process, how they can obey my order, but that is very lengthy process. I mean, there is a lot of documentation and all these things happen. And the government work, especially the Bihar government work, it's like very a time taking process, very lengthy process. So these are some kind of administrative and documentation kind of difficulties I face, along with the security security question of a public representative.
What are the fun things of being a Sarpanch?
Fun things, that's a difficult question for me. So what I can say is that when sometime I meeting with people for me is fun. uh, Even when I go for the sometime when I just visit my panchayat, and when I meet people, and when I meet children like you, they really appreciate me, and they use my slogans, and they know me by my face. Small children know me by my face. They really appreciate me. They say me, Dolly Didi, you are doing good work. So all these things are fun to me, and they actually motivates me also.
From working at multinational companies to being a Sarpanch, can you share your journey? What motivated you to take on this role?
Okay, so I started working in multinational companies in 2008, and till 2018 I worked in many companies, and it was pan India. So my experience from there to here is like changing of paradigm from self centered to the public service. If I have to describe the complete journey in one sentence, I can say that earlier when I used to work only for me. I used to work only to get monthly income, or you can say the salary. But over here, when I work as a Sarpanch, so the journey is like broadened. The journey has changed, the perspective broadened. The attitude is now public oriented, and it is more service oriented. So you can say that earlier I was alone. Now I have people with me, or I am with people, whichever way. I mean, this is very interesting journey for me. And coming from urban area to rural area, that shift which is done, which has become in my life, that's very interesting, because rural life is something different, urban life is something different. People are, they like privacy. In urban area, they are more educated, there are more industries over there. But in rural area, it's totally different. People are very open, they are more social. And there are some, superstitions also. And when a girl comes, when a daughter-in-law comes, there are many things, there are many restrictions. So all these things have come in the journey. That's very quite interesting to me.
It's so nice that you're doing this work to help people and making and just making so many people's lives better.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vedant. Thank you so much for this great appreciation.
It's very nice what you're doing. It's very good kind of you. What did you want to be as a child?
Yeah, being a child, actually, I wanted to become a doctor. But from childhood only, I was good in debate. I was good in communication. I used to like to meet people. I used to like to talk to people. So people and friends, my teachers, my gurus, they used to tell me that you should go to politics, Dolly. I mean, they used to commend me actually like this. So that is how actually happened that I wanted to become doctor, but my skills of talking to people, my skills to present myself made me to this line. So that is how, I mean, childhood was different and now I am doing different things, but I am happy with that.
I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
You don't know. You must continue, I feel, what you are doing. Do you like it, what you are doing?
Yeah, I love it. What are your hobbies?
Okay. So my hobbies are reading books. I actually love reading, listening to music. I would like to spend time with my daughter sometime whenever I get time. So I cannot say it's my hobby. It's something which I love actually. Hobby habit, you can say, reading books, listening to music, sometime walking.
Yeah, those are very nice hobbies. Like even I like to walk. I actually do it every day. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you so much, Vedant, and I'm very happy to meet little one who is so talented and who is learning to ask questions, tough questions also from people. And I wish that you do great things in your life. And I want to appreciate your parents also, who are encouraging you in such a way that you get a all the exposure in your life, you meet people. So I'm very happy the kind of exposure they are giving to you. Take care of yourself, and I wish you all the best in your studies.
Thank you. I really appreciate the work you're doing and helping all the people. Dear listeners, follow my Facebook page, Curious Vedant, to get updates on my upcoming episodes. To listen at leisure on your phone or get notified about future episodes, subscribe by searching for Curious Vedant wherever you get your podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can also listen to my show on CuriousVedant.com. Thank you for listening to Curious Vedant, and don't forget to rate and leave comments.